Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Mago and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Jan Aushadhi scheme relieved the poor of high medical expenses. Dedicates to the nation the 7,500th Jan Aushadhi Kendra at Negrim's Shillong. Government to increase number of Jan Aushadhi stores to 10,000 by 2024, says Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses a massive election rally in historic Brigade parade ground in Kolkata. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee holds a rally in Siliguri. Assam Parishad announces first list of 8 candidates for assembly elections in Assam. Second part of budget session of Parliament to commence tomorrow. More than 2 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in just 50 days in the country. National committee set up to commemorate 75 years of India's independence to hold its first meeting tomorrow. Indian wrestler Vinesh Fogart wins her second gold in Matteo Pelliconi ranking series event, reclaims top rank in her 53 kg category. PV Sindhu loses to Carolina Marin of Spain in the title clash of Swiss Open badminton tournament at Basel. And BCCI announces schedule for IPL, Indian Premier League, from 9th April in Chennai. Final match to take place on 30th May in Ahmedabad. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today called upon people to use medicines from Jan Aushadhi Kendra, saying that people have saved more than 9,000 crore rupees through these centers. Speaking at the Jan Aushadhi Divas celebrations via video conferencing, Mr. Modi said the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi scheme has relieved the poor of their high medical expenses.
अब तक आप जैसे परिवारों का करीब 9,000 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा पैसा बच गया है, क्योंकि दवाइयां उनको बहुत कम पैसों में मिल गई और उसके कारण वो पहले दवाई लेते नहीं थे, अब दवाई ले रहे हैं। तो एक तो शरीर को भी लाभ हो गया, पैसे बच गए, तो परिवार को भी लाभ हो गया कि भाई चलो अब अच्छे काम के लिए, बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए हम पैसों का खर्च करेंगे। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा और आपसे मेरा यही आग्रह होगा कि जिनसे भी आप जानते हैं, पहचानते हैं, अगर उनको दवाइयां खानी पड़ रही है तो उनको जरूर बताइए कि आप ये जन औषधि केंद्र से दवाई लीजिए और जाकर के अपने पैसे भी बचाइए और दवाई लेने में कभी कोताही मत बरतिए।
Jan Aushadhi centers are helping people from poor and middle-class families to save around 3,600 crore rupees every year. He was happy to note that the Jan Aushadhi scheme is helping people not only in medical treatment but also in generating employment for the youth.
जन औषधि योजना को देश के कोने कोने में चलाने वाले और इसके कुछ लाभार्थियों से आज मुझे बातचीत करने का अवसर मिला और जो चर्चा हुई है उसमें स्पष्ट है कि ये योजना गरीब और विशेष करके मध्यम वर्गीय परिवारों की बहुत बड़ी साथी बन रही है। ये योजना सेवा और रोजगार दोनों का माध्यम बन रही है। औषधि केंद्रों में सस्ती दवाई के साथ साथ युवाओं को आय के साधन भी मिल रहे हैं। विशेष रूप से हमारी बहनों को, हमारी बेटियों को जब सिर्फ ₹2.5 में सैनिटरी पैड्स उपलब्ध कराए जाते हैं तो इससे उनके स्वास्थ्य उस पर एक सकारात्मक असर पड़ता है।
He pointed out that more than 1,000 Jan Aushadhi centers are being run by women. Mr. Modi also dedicated the 7,500th Jan Aushadhi Kendra at Negrim's Shillong to the nation.
आज भी जब 7,500वें केंद्र का लोकार्पण किया गया है तो वो शिलोंग में हुआ है। इससे स्पष्ट है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जन औषधि केंद्रों का कितना विस्तार हो रहा है। साथियों, 7500 के पड़ाव तक पहुंचना इसलिए भी अहम है क्योंकि 6 साल पहले तक देश में ऐसे 100 केंद्र भी नहीं थे और हम हो सके उतना जल्दी तेजी से 10,000 का टारगेट पार करना चाहते हैं।
2023 has been announced as the International Year of Millets by the United Nations. The Prime Minister said production of millets will increase in India, benefiting the small farmers. He further said that India gave global recognition to yoga and India is not only helping itself but also the world in terms of COVID vaccination. He also interacted with the beneficiaries of the Jan Aushadhi scheme. Minister of State, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers and Ports, Shipping and Waterways Independent Charge Mansukh Mandavia, while addressing the gathering at Negrims, urged the government as well as the private players to set up Jan Aushadhi centers at the block level. On the occasion, awards were given to stakeholders in recognition of their excellent work. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma extended his gratitude to the Prime Minister as well as the officials of the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers for aiding the launch of the 7,500th Jan Aushadhi Kendra at Negrims in the capital city of Shillong.
Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said that the government will increase the number of Jan Aushadhi stores to 10,000 by 2024. Today, there are 7,500 Jan Aushadhi Kendras across various districts of the country. Inaugurating the Jan Aushadhi Centre at Deep Market, Ashok Vihar in New Delhi today, Dr. Harshvardhan said the government is committed to provide quality, accessible and affordable healthcare to all citizens. He said more than 1 crore people are taking medicines from Jan Aushadhi Kendras every month. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar today said that doctors should prescribe generic medicines to help poor people, except for complicated diseases where there is a need for specific formulas. For other ailments, the use of generic medicine should be encouraged. Mr. Javadekar was speaking on the occasion of 3rd Jan Aushadhi Divas in Pune. He announced to start a campaign for doctors to popularize the use of generic medicines in the country. Mr. Javadekar visited a Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendra in Kothurud, Pune and attended the Prime Minister's live telecast interaction from Shillong. He also interacted with the doctors and beneficiaries at the centre. Mr. Javadekar said that the Prime Minister has launched the world's biggest health insurance scheme, which is helping 50 crore Indians.
In West Bengal, campaigning for the assembly elections has gained momentum as the BJP and TMC held rallies in the southern and northern parts of the state on the same day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a massive rally in the historic Brigade parade ground in Kolkata today, while TMC leader and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee took part in a rally and addressed a public meeting at Siliguri. Setting the tone for BJP's political campaign in the state for the ensuing assembly elections, Mr. Modi said in his address that the people of Bengal want Ashol Parivartan.
हमारी माताएं, हमारी बहनें, हमारी बेटियां, बंगाल का युवा आज बंगाल में आशोल परिवर्तन के लिए आया है। मैं इस ब्रिगेड ग्राउंड से आपको ही आशोल परिवर्तन का विश्वास दिलाने आया हूं। विश्वास बंगाल के विकास का, विश्वास बंगाल में स्थितियों को बदलने का, विश्वास बंगाल में निवेश बढ़ाने का, उद्योग बढ़ाने का, विश्वास बंगाल के पुनर्निर्माण का।
The senior BJP leader said that the development of West Bengal in the next 5 years will determine the development of the next 25 years. Taking a dig at Mamata Banerjee, Mr. Modi said that the people of the state relied on her, but she and her party broke their trust. Countering Ms. Banerjee's campaign slogan, Mr. Modi said that Mithun Chakraborty is also Banglar Ghorer Chele. He also criticized the TMC and said that women are being tortured in the state. Mr. Modi said that in this election, TMC, Congress and the left parties are on one side, and on the other side there are people of Bengal who want change. He also criticized the left parties who are the allies of Sanyukt Morcha for holding the hands of Congress. Mr. Modi also assured to do a lot of things when they formed the government in West Bengal. Bollywood star Mithun Chakraborty today officially joined the BJP. On the other hand, TMC chief Mamata Banerjee led a protest rally of women at Siliguri against the rising prices of LPG cylinders. She targeted the BJP government over the hike in LPG prices. After the rally, she addressed a public meeting at Venus Moor in Siliguri. Countering the allegation raised by Mr. Modi, Ms. Banerjee said that women are safe in Bengal but not in states like Uttar Pradesh, which is run by the BJP. Mentioning the list of development works done by the state government, the TMC chief refuted the allegation that no development has taken place in Bengal during the 10 years of the regime of Trinamool Congress. Assam Gana Parishad AGP has announced the first list of 8 candidates for assembly elections in Assam. Party President Atul Bora will contest from Bokakhat and Executive President Keshav Mahanta will fight from Kaliabor seat. The party has given ticket to Prithviraj Rabha at Tezpur seat, replacing former party president Vrindaban Goswami. The party would contest from 26 seats in alliance with the BJP and UPPL. The Assam Jatiya Parishad has also announced the second list of the party with the names of 50 candidates. The first list had the name of 18 candidates.
In Kerala, Union Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated the valedictory function of the Vijay Yatra led by BJP State President K. Surendran. In the state capital Thiruvananthapuram, Mr. Shah attended the core committee meeting of Kerala BJP and the SEER summit at Sri Ramakrishna Mutt. While inaugurating the valedictory gathering of Vijay Yatra, Mr. Shah said that Kerala is the land of social reform and social renaissance. However, today it has become a land of political turmoils. He called for this election to be the beginning of the creation of a self-sufficient Kerala. The second part of the budget session of Parliament will commence tomorrow. In view of COVID-19 pandemic, the Rajya Sabha will sit from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., while the Lok Sabha will function between 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. The second leg of the session will conclude on the 8th of next month. The first part of the budget session had started on the 29th of January. The Rajya Sabha was adjourned on the 12th of February and the Lok Sabha next day for recess.
The National Committee set up to commemorate 75 years of India's independence will hold its first meeting tomorrow to discuss the modalities relating to preparatory activities. The 259-member committee headed by the Prime Minister will meet virtually. It will provide policy direction and guidelines for formulation of programs for the commemoration of 75th anniversary of Indian independence at the national and international level. 75 years of India's independence will be completed on 15th August 2022. Celebrations are proposed to be launched 75 weeks prior to this date from 12th March this year. 12th March is the 91st anniversary of the historic Salt Satyagraha led by Mahatma Gandhi. President Ramnath Kovind has said that if we want to connect with the roots of the humanity, then the tribal lifestyle has to be adopted. He also asked the citizens to ensure that tribal communities get equal opportunity to participate in modern development and at the same time maintain their tribal identity. The President, who was on a 2-day visit to Madhya Pradesh, was addressing a state-level tribal conference at Singrampur village in Damoh district today.
यदि हम देखें कि कुल जनसंख्या की दृष्टि से लगभग 1.5 करोड़ से अधिक की देश में सबसे बड़ी जनजातीय आबादी आपके मध्य प्रदेश में, अतः मध्य प्रदेश में आयोजित ये जनजातीय सम्मेलन और भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है। आज के इस सम्मेलन में कला प्रशिक्षण हेतु वर्चुअल क्लास के पोर्टल का उद्घाटन करके मुझे प्रसन्नता हुई है। ऐसे विशेष प्रयासों के बल पर जनजातीय युवाओं को टेक्नोलॉजी और कला साहित्य के माध्यम से उत्कृष्ट शिक्षा प्रदान करके उन्हें आधुनिक भारत के निर्माण में सहभागी बनाना है। जनजातीय समुदायों के तीज त्योहार और मेले इतने आकर्षक होते हैं कि प्रत्येक व्यक्ति का हृदय आनंद से भर उठता है।
Appreciating the tribal lifestyle and describing the tribals and tribal communities as protectors and watchdogs of natural resources, he said that tribal communities protected this wealth even during the British era, so the tribals and tribal martyrs are worshipped at the local as well as national level. The President laid the foundation stone for the development and renovation work of Singhurgarh Fort and unveiled bronze statues of Mahatma Gandhi, Ram Manohar Lohia and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay through virtual mode in Singrampur village of Damoh district in MP today. The statues have been installed in the Belatal area of Damoh city. Governor of MP Anandiban Patel, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Central Minister Prahlad Singh Patel and Fagan Singh Kulaste were also present on this occasion.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Jan Aushadhi scheme relieved the poor of high medical expenses. Dedicates to the nation the 7,500th Jan Aushadhi Kendra at Negrims, Shillong. Government to increase number of Jan Aushadhi stores to 10,000 by 2024, says Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses a massive election rally at historic Brigade Parade Ground in Kolkata. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee holds a rally in Siliguri. Assam Parishad announces first list of 8 candidates for assembly elections in Assam. Second part of budget session of Parliament to commence tomorrow. More than 2 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in just 50 days in the country. National Committee set up to commemorate 75 years of India's independence to hold its first meeting tomorrow. Indian wrestler Vinesh Phogat wins her second gold in Matteo Pellicon ranking series event, reclaims top rank in her 53 kg category. PV Sindhu loses to Carolina Marin of Spain in the title clash of Swiss Open badminton tournament at Basel, and BCCI announces schedule for IPL Indian Premier League from the 9th of April in Chennai. Final match to take place on the 30th of May in Ahmedabad. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alert.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
India has crossed another significant milestone of administering over 2 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses within a short span of time, with nearly 14,24,000 doses being given in the past 24 hours. The country has successfully accomplished administration of nearly 2 crore 9,22,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses till this morning. India is one of the countries in the world to achieve these figures in a short span of time. The nation commenced the largest vaccination drive in the world on the 16th of January this year with vaccination of healthcare workers. Vaccination of frontline workers began from the 2nd of February, whereas the most recent phase began from the 1st of this month, encompassing vaccination of general public aged above 60 years and people above 45 years with specified comorbidities. The Health Ministry has said that in just 6 days of the current phase, over 30 lakh senior citizens above 60 years and nearly 4,60,000 people above 45 years with comorbidities have been administered the first shot of the vaccine. The COVID-19 recovery rate in the country stands at 96.95%, with 14,392 people having been recovered in the past 24 hours. In the same period, 18,711 new cases were reported. The number of active cases in the country stands at nearly 1,84,000, comprising around 1.65% of the total reported cases. The Health Ministry has informed that 100 deaths were reported in the past 24 hours due to COVID-19, taking the cumulative toll to 1,57,756.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today said that resilience, research and reinvention have helped India become a torchbearer in the global fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Addressing the first graduation day ceremony of ESIC Medical College in New Delhi, the Vice President credited the timely and decisive measures by the doctors, scientists and policymakers for containing the spread of the virus. He lauded the entire medical fraternity from doctors to nurses, paramedical staff and sanitary workers, technicians and ASHA workers in villages who, as Team India, came together as one to fight the pandemic. Under the Vaccine Maitri initiative of the Government of India, 2 nations today received the Made in India COVID-19 vaccines. Planes carrying the consignments of vaccine doses landed in Guyana and Ethiopia. Yesterday, African nations Liberia and Somalia had received the Made in India COVID-19 vaccines.
In Maharashtra, the prestigious 94th Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Sahitya Sammelan, scheduled to be held between the 26th to the 28th of March in Nashik, has been postponed for indefinite period due to spike in COVID-19 cases in the state. This was announced by the president of the Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Sahitya Mahamandal, Kautik Rao Thale Patil, in Aurangabad today. A report.
President of Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Sahitya Mahamandal Kautik Rao Thale Patil today said the situation in the state changed in the last month and it prompted the Mahamandal to rethink its decision to hold the Sammelan in this situation. Thale Patil said that he discussed the issue with various stakeholders including Nashik's Guardian Minister Chhagan Bhujbal and the hosts in Nashik and the office bearers of 4 prominent literary institutes in the state, and considering the safety of the authors, poets, publishers including the president and people, it was decided to postpone the Sammelan and not to cancel it. He said that decision will be taken to hold the meet as soon as possible once the situation is improved in the state. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
International Women's Day is celebrated on the 8th of March. All India Radio News honors women achievers from diverse fields by bringing their stories. Today we will bring to you the success stories of tribal women. Jigmet Tolma from Igu village of Ladakh recently secured the 4th position in the Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Dhaka Marathon held in Bangladesh on the 10th of January this year. A report.
Jigmet Dolma from the Ladakh Police Department, an athlete, has participated in many national as well as international marathons. Jigmet Dolma represented India at 13th South Asian Games in 2019. She is also the bronze medal winner twice at Tata Mumbai Marathon in the elite category. Besides, she had won 7 gold medals in the Ladakh Marathon and more than 30 medals in different categories at different venues all across the country. Talking to All India Radio News, she says her message to women is that they should grab all the opportunities available.
मैं बचपन से रनिंग करती थी. मैंने अभी तक 20 गोल्ड मेडल लिया और टोटल 32 मेडल्स लिया. अभी मैं सारी लड़कियों के लिए ये कहना चाहूंगी कि किसी भी पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए मौका मिलेगा तो छोड़ना मत.
दीक्षा सक्सेना, AIR News, Delhi.
This International Women's Day, AIR News brings you a special 15-minute program, Women on the Move, highlighting the achievements of women in a diverse range of fields. Tune in to the Spotlight on FM Gold 100.1 MHz at 9:15 p.m. on 8th of March to listen to this program, highlighting the grit, determination and success of Indian women.
In Uttar Pradesh, the government is committed to empowerment of women and it is prepared to celebrate the International Women's Day tomorrow across the state. Along with organizing various programs for women in the state, the second phase of Mission Shakti Abhiyan will also be launched on this occasion. The main event of Mission Shakti Abhiyan will be held in the state capital Lucknow and it will be live streamed in all districts. More from our Lucknow correspondent.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that the government is committed for the safety, honor and empowerment of women, for which various programs have been initiated. While reviewing the preparations for the second phase of Mission Shakti Abhiyan through video conferencing at Lucknow, Chief Minister instructed all concerned departments to ensure success of the Abhiyan. The instructions have been given to organize women empowerment related programs in all districts. Chief Minister instructed for prompt redressal of complaints lodged by women on various helplines like 1090, 1076, 112 and IGRS. The Chief Minister said that under the ownership scheme, the lease of the house should be in the name of women and their name should be endorsed in Gharoni record. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
President Ramnath Kovind has called upon everyone to dedicate the occasion of International Women's Day to the honor, safety and empowerment of women and resolve that we will support them in changing every tradition and policy that hinders their progress. In his message on the eve of the International Women's Day, Mr. Kovind said, "Women are an inspiration to our family, society and the nation, and they are the essential base of the social structure." He extended heartiest congratulations and best wishes to all the women on the occasion.
Star Indian wrestler Vinesh Phogat won her second gold medal in the Matteo Pellicone Ranking Series event and reclaimed the top rank in her category in Rome. The 26-year-old world bronze medalist Vinesh blanked Canada's Diana Marie Heller-Beaker 4-0 in the 53-kilogram title clash. She is the only Indian woman wrestler to have qualified for the Tokyo Games. Vinesh had won a gold medal in Kiev last week, and this performance would definitely boost her confidence for the biggest sporting event. She had entered the event as world number 3 but is back to world number 1 by jumping 14 points. In badminton, Rio Olympics gold medalist Carolina Marin of Spain defeated Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu 21-12, 21-5 in the women's singles final of the Swiss Open at Basel this evening. It was the first meeting between the two in over 2 years. Sindhu entered the final defeating 4th seed Mia Blinchfeldt of Denmark 22-20, 21-10 in the semi-final yesterday. This was Sindhu's first final appearance since the World Championships in 2019.
The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, today announced the schedule for the 14th edition Indian Premier League 2021 to be held in India. After nearly 2 years, the IPL extravaganza will return home, with Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai and Kolkata hosting the event. The Premier League will get underway from April the 9th, with defending champions Mumbai Indians taking on Royal Challengers Bangalore at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. The world's largest cricket stadium, Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, will host the playoffs as well as the final on 30th May, which promises to be a visual spectacle. All matches will be played at neutral venues. No team will play at their home venue. All teams will play at 4 out of the 6 venues during the league stage. In men's hockey, India will take on Great Britain tomorrow in their 4th and final match of the Europe Tour at Antwerp, Belgium. A resilient performance from the Indian team against Great Britain in their 3rd match yesterday saw them play out a 1-1 draw. Striker Simranjeet Singh's late equaliser in the 57th minute ensured India remained unbeaten on the tour. For Great Britain, Alan Forsyth scored in the 2nd quarter.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate Maitri Seitu between India and Bangladesh on Tuesday noon through video conferencing. Mr. Modi will also inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of multiple infrastructure projects in Tripura during the event. The bridge Maitri Seitu has been built over Feni River, which flows between Indian boundary in Tripura state and Bangladesh. The UN Crime Congress has kicked off in the Japanese city of Kyoto with thorough anti-coronavirus measures in place. The UN Congress on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice is the first large-scale international conference to be held in the country since the outbreak began. Today, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres took part in the opening session online. Mr. Guterres said that disruption caused by the pandemic is presenting criminals with new opportunities.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. Srinagar will have a thunderstorm with rain. Temperature will hover between 5 and 14 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be 17 while the maximum will be around 27 degrees. Leh is expected to have a partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature will be around -6 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 6. Gilgit will have a partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 8 and 18 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The minimum temperature will be 9 and maximum 21 degrees. National capital Delhi is likely to have mist. The temperature will hover between 16 and 31 degrees. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 21 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 35 degrees. Chennai is expected to have a partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 23 and 33 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will also have a mainly clear sky. The city will observe a minimum temperature of 24 and a maximum of around 37 degrees. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Jan Aushadhi scheme relieves the poor of high medical expenses. Dedicates to the nation the 7,500th Jan Aushadhi Kendra at Negrims, Shillong. Government to increase number of Jan Aushadhi stores to 10,000 by 2024, says Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses a massive election rally in historic Brigade parade ground in Kolkata. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee holds a rally in Siliguri. Assam Parishad announces first list of 8 candidates for assembly elections in Assam. Second part of budget session of Parliament to commence tomorrow. More than 2 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in just 50 days in the country. National committee set up to commemorate 75 years of India's independence to hold its first meeting tomorrow. Indian wrestler Vinesh Fogart wins her second gold in Matteo Pelliconi ranking series event, reclaims top rank in a 53 kg category. PV Sindhu loses to Carolina Marin of Spain in the title clash of Swiss Open badminton tournament at Basel. And BCCI announces schedule for IPL Indian Premier League from 9th April in Chennai, final match to take place on 30th May in Ahmedabad. With that, we end the evening news. Good night.